Hello everyone, thank you for joining us at this informative webinar where we'll be discussing how a Smartsheet can be used to transform your existing project management practice into a more organized and automated process. I am Jayesh, Project Manager at Ignatius. I welcome you all on behalf of Ignatius Software and I hope that you will be able to drive tremendous value by the end of this session. And towards the end of this webinar, I'll tell you how you can get a one-on-one Smartsheet consulting session from me worth $500 at no cost. This is the agenda for our session today. Over the course of the next 45 minutes, I'll be showing you different features and practice for project management in Smartsheet. We will find out why Smartsheet is a strong alternative to Excel and Microsoft Project. I'll show you how you to create a project plan in Smartsheet and make use of powerful features like Gantt view, card view, comments, attachments, update requests, and condition formatting. Towards the end of the session, I will be glad to answer any questions that you may have. So please take a note of the questions you have during the session. Now, what is Smartsheet? A Smartsheet is a simplified solution that follows familiar Excel-based format but comes loaded with powerful project management features. It is a cloud-based solution. That means you can access it using any web browser on almost any device. You do not need to install it on your PC to be able to use it. It also has native apps for Android and Apple phone. You can access your sheet on the go using these apps. It is a powerful project management tool that is not as complex as Microsoft Project but offers extensive features that makes project planning, progress capturing, project management, and reporting more streamlined, all within a single environment. Now, why Smartsheet? This would be the first question on your mind. Why Smartsheet? Why can't I do the same thing in Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Project, or any other tool? Well, Smartsheet is focused on one common problem that most of the business face, and that is unstructured project tracking that blocks your path to deliver your product or services efficiently. With Microsoft Excel or similar alternatives like Google Sheets, business groups end up having multiple versions of each sheet. While everyone works on different versions, there is no ownership of task. You thought he did it, he thought she did it, and eventually it is not done. Most of the status updates happen through emails and other tools, but there is no proactive action taken on those updates. Smartsheet helps you organize your project management practice by bringing all your team members to the same environment. Team members can collaborate better by providing a real-time update with Smartsheet and eliminating the need of manual email updates. When it comes to the features, there's a long list that sets Smartsheet apart from other tools, but few of the strong determining factors are ease of use. So Smartsheet follows simple interface like Excel and is fairly easy to use. It offers an easy learning curve to project manager and user despite being loaded with plenty of useful features. The card view. Though Microsoft Project also offers card view, but it is available only in the desktop application and only if you have an active subscription to Project Online. The collaborative features are limited and card view is not very innovative in Microsoft Project. But with Smartsheet, the card view is very easy to use even for the beginners. Workflows and automation. When it comes to project management, one of the primary problems faced with a project manager is aggregating updates from the team. While Smartsheet allows all team members to collaborate on project timelines, it also allows project manager to create automated workflows that can trigger on specific conditions. Cross-project collaboration. You can link multiple project timelines that communicate with each other to provide cross-departmental updates, resulting in better project collaboration. We will be taking a closer look at all of the above features in later parts of our session today. So now as we know what is Smartsheet, why is it a strong alternative to Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Project-based project management, let's see it in action. So when you log into Smartsheet, the first thing that you see is a dashboard. Smartsheet lets you organize your work into shareable workspace. You can create multiple workspaces and share each workspace with your team members. To create a workspace, click on Create and then Workspace. Give a relevant name to your workspace that makes it easier for everyone to identify it. Each workspace can contain multiple folders, sheets, and reports. You can create new folders to organize your sheets and reports efficiently. Once you have created your workspace, you can click Share button to share your workspace with your team members. While sharing a workspace with someone, you can define a permission level. Before we continue building our project plan in this newly created workspace, let's take a quick look at the different types of permissions available. Smartsheet has 4 different types of permission. A user with admin permission gets complete control of the sheet and can make changes to the layout of the sheet or even delete the sheet. An editor can only work on data within the sheets but cannot modify sheet columns or layout. An editor with sharing permission can share the sheet with other users. And a viewer can only see the sheet but cannot make any changes to sheet data or layout. All the folder, sheets, and reports within a workspace inherit permission from the workspace they belong to. After we have shared the workspace with the team and given them necessary permissions, let's start building our project plan. To create a project plan, click on Create button. Smartsheet lets you create different types of sheets. You can either start with a simple grid that looks like a plain spreadsheet or select a type of sheet like task list, project, or cards. There are also plenty of templates available to give your project tracking a kickstart. As our today's session is focused on project management, I will begin with project sheet. I will name it as New Product Launch Project Plan. Our sheet is now ready to start building project plan. Because I selected a default layout for project, it shows me a few columns like task name, start date, finish date, predecessor, assigned to, percent complete, and status. These are pre-created that are helpful in project management and tracking. To build a new product launch project plan, I will organize my sheet into milestones and tasks under each milestone. To save on time, I have already created a project plan. I have pulled that out to show how a finished project plan looks like. It has all the useful information filled in and organized into hierarchy. It is important here to note that I have set task column as my primary column, and the parent-child relationship of task and milestone is defined from this column. The start and finish dates of parent task, or specifically milestones, is defined on the earliest start date and the latest end date of the child task. One of the important aspects with any project is dependencies. There are a few tasks that cannot be started unless a previous task has been completed. Smartsheet has a feature to maintain dependencies. A task can be set as predecessor for another task. That means the successor task is dependent on the predecessor task and can be started only after predecessor task has completed. The start date of successor task get automatically set based on the end of the predecessor task. Now towards the right side of the screen, I have a Gantt view which shows me visual of the entire project timeline. Along with the timeline, it also shows dependencies, baseline, and task status. As I mentioned earlier, Smartsheet is designed to make teams work together more efficiently. One of the noticeable features in Smartsheet is commenting. Clicking the small comment icon in the column opens a comments panel on the right side. I can add important comments about the project. I can use @ symbol to mention a team member in any comment. This will send an email notification to them. All the comments added to a task can be seen in the comments panel. You may also want to attach some important documents or files to each task. These can be useful to attach any approved change requests or sign off forms. To attach a file to a task, click on the small attachment icon. This opens an attachment panel on the right side. I can attach a file to this task either by clicking this Attach Files button or dropping a file into this panel. I can also integrate my Smartsheet account to other tools I use like Google Drive, Dropbox, or Box to pull files from cloud file storage devices. You might come across a situation where you do not want to share a sheet with someone but need to send them a quick update on a task. What would you usually do in such cases? I would go to my email and type an email to send an update. But Smartsheet makes it simpler for you. All you have to do is click on the small arrow and then send update. This opens up a pop-up where you can select the columns that you want to send out and type the email of the recipient. This recipient needs not to have access to the Smartsheet or even have a Smartsheet account. This will send out an email with selected information to them. The remaining process remains the same. Select columns, type in an email and send the update. Similar to sending update, I can also send out an update request. This sends out an email with a link to a web form. The recipient can click this link, which opens a web form to fill in the required information and submit it. Any information submitted by recipient gets updated into my Smartsheet. Apart from these, there are plenty of other productive functionalities in Smartsheet, which we are going to discuss in our other webinar. But apart from functionality, there is one important feature in Smartsheet that completely transforms how project managers and team works together, and that is the card view. Let's switch to card view first. Click on the grid view see at the top bar and select grid view from it. Card view offers an easy and innovative interface for users to view and work on all the tasks in modern Kanban-based layout. Each card represents a row in the sheet. Users can customize what they want to see on their card by clicking on the settings icon and selecting the fields they want to see on each card. There are different types of views available in card view. Each view represents a column in grid that has predefined values to be picked from. For example, I can view cards by status or by the person assigned to. Each view sorts cards according to different lanes based on the value of that task. In the status view, it shows me tasks that are in progress, at risk, complete, and postponed, separated into 4 different lanes. There are endless possibilities to create custom views which are not available out of the box. For example, in this sheet, we have created a 4-week forecast that shows all the tasks that have finished date falling in the next 4 weeks. You can also create a custom filter. Let's say I only want to see the tasks which are in progress. So to do so, click on the filter next to card view. You can enter the name. I'm going to type in progress task. In select field, you'll have to select a field called status. Then in comparison is equal to in progress. Then apply the filter and you will see your result. To disable the filter, click on the filter again and click filter off. Now let's talk about conditional formatting. Conditional formatting allows you to create rules on your sheet whereby the formatting of individual cells or entire rows will update when certain criteria are met. Let's create one. I want the cards which are in week 1 to have orange sidebar. So to define this criteria, first click on conditional formatting icon next to view by filter. Then click on add new rule. Select column for condition to be week number, then criteria to be week 1. Then just click OK, and now click on this format and change the taskbar to be orange and hit OK, and you can see that cards in the week 1 lane are now have a taskbar of orange color. Now let's talk about one of the important features of Smartsheet, which is going to save you a lot of time, and that is workflows. Smartsheet automation provides an easy way of setting up alerts and reminders so you don't have to waste time and set them up manually each time. Let's try a few. The first automation that we're going to add is setting up an alert whenever a task is complete. Click on automation on the top left bar. Click on alert someone. Then change when status changes to complete. Now you can either alert someone or you can alert the person who is assigned that task. You can even customize your message, hit save, and it's that easy to create a workflow, and it's a one-time setup. There is also a custom workflow when a processor task is complete, then email will be sent out for such a task that your task is now active. These kind of things are easily achievable through Smartsheet workflows. Now let's talk about reports. The powerhouse of any tool is the reports, and with Smartsheet, it's now super easy and you don't have to use any other tool to generate reports. Let's see how. Now let's say I want to see the tasks which are at risk. Now let's go back to the folder where I have created the Smartsheet. Now right click on blank area and click on report. Name it task at risk. Now once you have opened a newly created report, you will see where, who, what, and when. Note that we need to specify at least one criteria from above to run the report. Now let's select where. Click where and select your project plan. Now we don't have to specify who for this report, we can just jump to what. Now select status and criteria must be equal to at risk in what. Now click on run. You can also select which columns appear on the report by clicking on columns. I already have made two more reports, postpone task and task in progress to save time. And now we are going to visually represent these reports on dashboard. Now go back to the folder again, right click and create dashboard. Once you open a dashboard, you will need to use widgets to start building the dashboard. Let's start by adding reports. Click on add widget, then click on report, then click on select report, then choose the report that you want to display first. I'm going to select task at risk. You can see the preview of report once you select it. Now you can customize this report by showing title, changing the color of the bar, and if you want, you can rename this report to show on dashboard. When you are done with formatting, then just click on done and it will place your report. Now you can reposition it by dragging and dropping this report on the dashboard. Now similarly, we can add all the reports that we have made. Now let's try to visually represent this data on the graph. Just an FYI, to show visual data, we must have some numerical data in the report like percentage complete or any other numerical data. If you forgot to add percentage column in the report, then we can just simply go back to the report and click on report builder, then click column and select percentage complete. Now let's build the graph. Go back to the dashboard, click on edit, then add widget, then select the chart. Now choose your report and click OK. You will see the preview of the graph. Now you can also customize this chart by changing the title, adding legends, or changing the color of the graph bar. When you're done customizing, just click on done and the chart will show up. Now we are going to add a title. Go to add widget, select title, now add your text to it, and now just place it on the sheet. Wasn't it easy to set up a dashboard? And this data is updated in real time. You can now share this dashboard by clicking on share and entering the email address of the recipient. So that was it. Now you have seen capabilities and features of Smartsheet and how it makes project management much more simpler than other tools like MS Project or MS Excel. So you can go on and try using Smartsheet for your own project, but we at Ignatius can make sure that your project is going on track. We can create custom workflows and reports which will make your project management very organized and very clear. I'll give you an example. We at Ignatius use Smartsheet for all of our projects, and we use custom reports to get deeper insights like hours worked by level 1 resource, the number of billable hours in level 1 resource. So reports like this gives us a clear idea of our own project. So we can do this for you. Now for the bonus part, I'm sending a link in the chat. You please use this link to book 1 hour session with me, and this is absolutely free. So that was it. I do want to thank everyone for joining in today. I know it was a lot of information to cover, but I do want to use the remaining time to address the questions that we have.